From a nation ravaged by war to a burgeoning economic powerhouse, Vietnam's transformation in the last 50 years is nothing short of astonishing. How did a country, once synonymous with conflict and division, rise to become one of the world's most dynamic economies?
Join us as we journey through 5 decades, tracing Vietnam's remarkable metamorphosis from the ashes of war to its current place on the global stage. From the rice paddies to the skyscrapers, this is the story of Vietnam's rebirth.
1975 marked a pivotal moment in the history of Vietnam. After years of intense and brutal conflict, the country was finally reunified. The fall of Saigon on April 30th, 1975, symbolized the end of a long and painful chapter in Vietnamese history. The streets were filled with a mix of emotions: relief, joy, and a deep sense of loss. Families that had been separated by war were finally able to reunite, and there was a collective hope for a brighter future. The reunification of Vietnam after decades of conflict was a monumental event. People from both the North and the South came together in celebrations that were both jubilant and somber. The streets were filled with parades, music, and the waving of flags. Yet, beneath the surface, there were also deep wounds that would take years to heal. The war had left an indelible mark on the nation, and the process of healing and rebuilding was just beginning. But victory brought new challenges. The country was in ruins, its people deeply scarred. Cities and villages lay in devastation, and the infrastructure was in shambles. The scars of war were visible everywhere: destroyed buildings, bomb craters, and the haunting memories of those who had lost loved ones. The Vietnamese people faced the daunting task of rebuilding not just their homes, but their lives and their communities. The communist government, victorious in war, faced the daunting task of rebuilding a shattered nation. Leaders addressed the nation with promises of a new beginning, a future built on the principles of socialism and unity. Government meetings were held to strategize the reconstruction of the country. Policies were put in place to rebuild infrastructure, revive the economy, and provide for the needs of the people. However, the road ahead was fraught with challenges. The Vietnamese government pursued national unification through a centralized socialist economic model. In line with its ideological goals, it launched a series of 5-year plans to rebuild the war-torn economy by boosting industrial and agricultural production. State-run factories were established, and collectivization was pushed, especially in the South, where it met strong resistance and caused significant disruption. Yet, the limitations of centralized planning quickly became apparent in practice. Centrally planned economic policies in post-war Vietnam soon led to widespread inefficiencies, chronic shortages, and low productivity. Uniform wages and limited incentives weakened worker motivation, while the rigid system stifled innovation and local flexibility. Vietnam's 1979 military intervention to oust the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia, though morally and strategically defensible, further drained national resources and triggered a brief but costly border war with China. These conflicts, coupled with a US trade embargo in place since 1964 and later extended to the entire country, deepened Vietnam's economic isolation and restricted access to modern technology. The embargo remained in effect until 1994, posing a significant obstacle to development. Vietnam's continued presence in Cambodia until 1989 also strained its relations with ASEAN, exacerbating its economic challenges during the 1980s. The normalization of diplomatic ties with the United States in 1995 marked a crucial turning point. Out of the ashes of hardship and isolation, Vietnam stood at a crossroads, facing the urgent need for reform. This turning point marked the beginning of a bold new chapter, the era of Đổi Mới and economic renewal.
In 1986, Vietnam embarked on a bold new chapter with the launch of Đổi Mới, an ambitious reform initiative that would reshape the nation's trajectory. Translating to renovation or innovation, Đổi Mới signaled a clear break from the rigid central planning and economic isolation that had hampered progress since reunification. These reforms ushered in a mixed market approach, allowing private enterprise, encouraging entrepreneurship, and welcoming foreign investment. The results were transformative. Vietnam, once teetering on the brink of economic collapse, began to experience steady growth. International investors brought not only capital but also technology and expertise, invigorating the economy and integrating Vietnam into regional and global markets. From stagnation, a new era of prosperity and international engagement began to emerge.
The turn of the millennium saw Vietnam fully embrace globalization. The country, once isolated and war-torn, began to open its doors to the world, inviting new opportunities and challenges. The bustling streets of Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City became symbols of a nation on the move, eager to catch up with the rest of the world. The skyline, dotted with modern buildings, reflected the rapid pace of development and the aspirations of a young, dynamic population. Joining the World Trade Organization in 2007 solidified its position as a serious player in the global economy. This milestone was not just a bureaucratic achievement, but a signal to the world that Vietnam was ready to compete on the global stage. International trade agreements followed, opening up markets and creating new opportunities for Vietnamese businesses. Government officials worked tirelessly to ensure that the country met the stringent requirements of global trade, showcasing their commitment to economic reform and international cooperation. Investments in education and infrastructure fueled further growth. The government recognized that a well-educated workforce was essential for sustaining economic development. Schools and universities received significant funding, and new educational programs were introduced to meet the demands of a modern economy. At the same time, infrastructure projects transformed the landscape. Modern highways, bridges, and public transportation systems made it easier for people and goods to move across the country, facilitating trade and commerce. The tech sector in particular flourished, attracting global giants and nurturing homegrown innovation. Companies like Intel, Samsung, and Microsoft set up operations in Vietnam, drawn by the skilled workforce and favorable business environment. Local startups also began to emerge, bringing fresh ideas and new technologies to the market. The government supported this growth with policies aimed at fostering innovation and entrepreneurship, creating a vibrant tech ecosystem that continues to thrive today. Vietnam was no longer merely a recipient of aid, but a contributor to the global economy. Its manufacturing sector became a powerhouse, producing goods for markets around the world. International business partnerships flourished, and Vietnamese companies began to make their mark on the global stage. The country also took on a more active role in international forums, contributing to discussions on global trade, climate change, and regional security. This newfound influence was a testament to the hard work and determination of the Vietnamese people. Its transformation from war-torn nation to emerging market darling was complete. The contrast between the past and present was stark, with images of a devastated landscape giving way to scenes of bustling cities and thriving industries. Vietnam's journey was a remarkable story of resilience and renewal, a testament to the power of human spirit and the possibilities of change. As the country continues to grow and evolve, it stands as a beacon of hope and inspiration for other nations on the path to development.
The 2010s marked the emergence of a new Vietnam, dynamic, globally engaged, and fueled by a vibrant, youthful spirit. Cities like Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi pulsated with a vibrant cultural scene. A growing middle class in Vietnam has started spending more on things like smartphones and luxury items. Today, Vietnam has one of the fastest-growing middle classes in Southeast Asia.
Vietnam is rapidly establishing itself as a hub of economic activity and innovation in Southeast Asia. With thriving sectors like electronics and green manufacturing, it plays an increasingly vital role in global supply chains. Backed by a youthful, energetic workforce and rising levels of foreign investment, the country is embracing digital transformation and sustainable development. Its strategic location and growing industrial capacity make it a natural gateway for international trade. From busy ports to cutting-edge factories and modern offices, Vietnam is harnessing its potential to drive productivity and progress. As it continues to evolve, the nation is shaping a future defined by resilience, prosperity, and global relevance. However, keeping up this progress won't be easy, as Vietnam must deal with complex global politics. The government is taking part in international trade talks and diplomatic efforts to boost its global standing. To keep the economy growing and protect national security, it's important to maintain good relationships with major powers and nearby countries. Vietnam is also carefully managing tensions in the South China Sea, while balancing ties with the US, China, and ASEAN. The Vietnamese people, known for their resilience and adaptability, face the future with cautious optimism. Farmers continue to work the land, preserving traditional agricultural practices while embracing new technologies. In urban markets, the entrepreneurial spirit thrives, and in classrooms, students are preparing to become the next generation of leaders and innovators. Their journey over the past 50 years has been one of remarkable transformation. From the challenges of post-war reconstruction to the rapid economic development of recent decades, Vietnam's story is one of resilience, innovation, and progress. As the nation looks to the future, it carries with it the lessons of its past and the hopes of its people, ready to embrace the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead.
From the ruins of war to the cusp of global prominence, Vietnam's story is a testament to the indomitable spirit of its people. The country's journey over the past half-century is a powerful reminder that even in the face of unimaginable adversity, hope and progress can prevail.
The next chapter in Vietnam's incredible story is yet to be written. What will the future hold for this dynamic nation? Share your thoughts and join the conversation. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the related video on your screen for more fascinating content. Explore our channel for even more exciting videos. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Globe Gazette for more incredible stories. Your support means everything to us. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.